Hi, I'm Gabriel with Korg, and it's a pleasure to be here with Focus Pro Audio to introduce you to the latest member of Korg's professional arranger family. This is the Pa5X. Now, based out of Japan, Korg has been around since the early 1960s and has produced some of the world's most legendary and iconic synthesizers. And in the year 2000, they came out with the PA series professional arranger. They were off and running, and 24 years later, after a long legacy of PA arranger keyboards, Korg decided to shake things up, go back to the drawing board, tear it down, redesign it, reimagine it, and all that hard work and knowledge of over 2 decades has gone into the Pa5X. Now, any keyboard worth its weight is going to have amazing touch and tone. Pa5X has got you covered right there. Before I get to that though, it's available in 3 models, 61, 76, and 88. The 61 and 76 are non-weighted actions, and the 88 is a fully weighted action. And all 3 models include aftertouch. All right, so let's go over the front panel of the formidable Korg Pa5X. Now you'll notice right here in the center is a Korg exclusive 8-inch color touchscreen. What's cool about this is it articulates. So you can optimize your viewing angle right here at the touch of a button, which is very cool. Right here below the screen is Korg's patented XDS dual cross-player system. So you've got player 1, player 2. These designate the 2 different styles, and you can crossfade in between styles seamlessly, which is an incredible feature I'll show you in real time in a second. Now over here on the left, we've got 9 dedicated faders. These also double as the drawbars on an organ. I'll show you if I pull up an organ here and I grab one of these organs, that you can actually see the footages of the organ, 1 foot all the way to 16, and you can control your organ drawbar footages right here. These are the different modes: main, keyboard style, easy, etc. You have a dedicated OLED strip here, which is contextually sensitive. So if I want to go in here and mute parts, I can do that too, which is very cool. Below that, this is the style control section. So this is where you're a virtual band leader. So you have 3 intros, 4 different variation parts. That's like, think of a song, part A, part B, or verse 1, verse 2, bridge, chorus, etc. 4 different fill buttons, a break button, and 3 endings. So being a virtual band leader is fantastic. If we go into the style section, you'll see you have all the different styles: ballads and dance, ballroom, country, Latin, jazz, and more. So you can easily get to your styles. Korg has really dialed in the workflow on this keyboard. It's incredibly easy to find what you're looking for, and they've really streamlined it. Over here on the right, we've got the 16 matrix pads, which are very cool. You can actually assign samples to these pads too, as the Pa5X has a built-in sampler. Now over here on the right, this is where you're going to navigate your instruments. So you have all the different categories: pianos, electric pianos, organs, guitars, strings, brass, trumpet, sax, woodwind, synth, world, and so much more. There are also legacy instruments in here from previous Korg keyboards, which are very cool. Now these are 4 dedicated pads, which trigger cool arpeggiations and riffs and licks. And then you have dedicated keyboard set buttons. This is a keyboard player's dream come true, because you can have a collection of different instruments that are ready to go, great for a live musician. You'll see right here is a USB thumb drive. There are another 2 ports on the back, which we'll get into the back in a couple minutes. And over here on the left, you have another control section, 3 assignable switches. Here's an XY joystick right here for pitch bend and modulation, but you can program it as well. And there's a ribbon controller, headphone jack is right here. And those are the broad strokes of the interface on the Pa5X. Now, sound-wise, 2,200 instruments, and among those, the new 5-layer acoustic grand pianos, which are the finest that have ever been included. So when you go into the piano category, we've got Austrian, German grand. Listen to this Austrian grand. Japanese grand. And one thing that's important to note about these grand pianos is that they are 5-layer samples, which is a high watermark for a Korg PA arranger. That includes the Austrian, the German, Italian, Japanese. So some of the greatest piano manufacturers in the world are represented in the Pa5X. Let's check out the electric pianos. Classic electric pianos. I love this phaser one right here. All right, let's check out some of the organs. Now, an amazing organ category. You'll notice that in all these categories, there are just pages and pages of instruments for the 2,200 sounds. Ooh, let's check out this DWB famous Y+ organ, and you'll notice that my footage has come up and I can control the drawbars right away. If I want to do like more of a Jimmy Smith thing, we're going to bring the first 3 stops down. So that's very cool. We have amazing acoustic and electric nylon string guitars. Let's check some of them out. Showcase some of the articulation switches over here. They call them assignable switches, and if I hold down number 2, we get harmonics, and 1 triggers a bend. So these really come in handy to enhance the humanization features in some of these solo sounds. Strings. We've got oh, this is one of my favorites right here. Wow, so awesome. Brass, fantastic brass. I love it. Trumpets, beautiful trumpets. Now, one really cool aspect to Pa5X are these amazing articulations. You can trigger these from the assignable switch buttons over here on the left, or you can assign them to a pedal. Now, first off, when I'm playing this solo trumpet, if I go above a 5th, it does a glissando up, which is nice, but I can also trigger these articulations from the switch buttons. So those can be a lot of fun, and they really enhance the humanization that a player can achieve playing a solo instrument on a digital keyboard. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that exclusive to Pa5X, the sound creation ability of this keyboard is unprecedented. Usually, on most arranger keyboards, you can only go in so far and get your hands dirty as far as changing or altering the instruments, but with this you can create your own instruments from scratch, up to 24 oscillators, which is absolutely phenomenal. So that's a quick whirlwind tour of some of the greatest hits on the Korg Pa5X instrument list. 2,200 instruments. You've got pianos, electric pianos, organs. I mean, 384 drum kits. 16-layer round robin. That means that when you play those drums, you're never going to hear the same sample repeated twice. Just really, really cutting edge stuff here. Patented XDS dual style engine. This is exclusive, patented to Korg. This is phenomenal. Not only one style engine, but two style engines, so you can crossfade seamlessly in between styles. Now, the style control section is really where the magic happens because, as I said before, you can be a virtual band leader. And with the exclusive XDS dual style engine, you can crossfade between two different styles, which is phenomenal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick Intro 2, and I'm going to play a style which is future pop. And I have both these styles tempo locked at 115, and you'll see the magic happen. Now, one of the cool things about the Pa5X and the legacy of Korg PA Rangers is that it does chord recognition. So when you play a chord, the band follows you. And I can, in real time, control or lead the band, just like a virtual band leader would. So we're starting on Intro 2, and Synchro Start is on, which means as soon as I play the keyboard, the band's gonna come in. I'm just gonna play very basic chords. Let's start with a C major. That's Intro 2. Variation 2, I can trigger fills. Now I'm going to seamlessly segue over to the Brazilian samba. Check this out. These are tempo locked at 115. Watch the magic. So that is some of the capabilities. I just scratched the surface of this dual style engine, but this is an exclusive Korg Pa5X feature to be able to seamlessly switch between two different styles. It's amazing. And if we go in here, you can see the multitude of styles that we have to work with: pop, country, Latin, classic pop, ballad, Latin dance, and more. There's a whole world section in here. One of the most fulfilling aspects of driving the Pa5X, if you will, is actually being that virtual band leader and triggering those styles. And previous PA owners, you'll be happy to know Pa4X is fully compatible. So if you have a lot of files that you've saved and styles, you can load them right into the Pa5X. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you're a vocalist, it's got a dedicated XLR mic input with phantom power. And as if that wasn't enough, there is a dedicated guitar input. So if you have a buddy that likes to play guitar, you play guitar, you can plug your guitar in and you have basically a 4-effect stomp box, which is phenomenal. It's like a virtual pedal board in the Pa5X. And you can have a guitar playing, you can be singing and playing styles and record all that, of course, as audio, because the Pa5X records audio as well. And it's also got a built-in sampler. So if you want to sample and assign custom samples to the matrix pads or play samples, you can do that as well. There's a dedicated HDMI out on the back because you can mirror the screen on a large television. Hello, karaoke possibilities, because with that mic input, you can alter your voice. You can pitch shift your voice. It'll do pitch shift correction. And in addition, there are 3 USB ports, actually technically 4, because you've got 3 USB-C ports, and then you have a USB to host to go to a computer. Speaking of a computer, of course, the Pa5X plays nice and shines with pretty much any DAW. The connectivity is a breeze. So you know what? let's dive in and take this for a test drive. Next segment, we're gonna show off some of the very cool possibilities with Pa5X. I'm honored to have Jason here from Focus Pro Audio, and he comes guitar in hand and microphone. Luckily, the Pa5X has a dedicated microphone and guitar input, so Jason's going into both of those. We're gonna do a little jamming together, and he has a song in mind. What do you got, Jason?
Goes a little something like this. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang them on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories in dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, in the end was right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Yeah, man. Nice. Now, if you're a gigging musician, you're gonna be very happy with this. The chassis, all aluminum, wooden side panels. This thing is built like a tank, but also exists very nicely in your home studio. Now, what's really nice for a live musician or even at home, there's 3 dedicated pedal jacks. Now, right here, I'm using Korg's DS1H sustain pedal. What's cool, it's a piano style pedal, but it's not just on off, it has variable sustain, 127 levels of sustain. So if you're a more accomplished pianist, you can do more advanced techniques like half pedaling. For a switch pedal, I have Korg's PS1, which is a robust and hardy switch pedal. I'm using this pedal to trigger the Leslie on my organ on and off, the rotary speaker on and off, and then XVP20. This is an incredible volume pedal, which is actually analog and an expression pedal in one, and I'm using that for my master volume. Now, on the must-have accessory list for the Pa5X, there's a dedicated stand that's optional. It's the ST-SV1BK. The BK stands for black. And also, there is an incredible personal sound system called the PAAS sound system. It basically looks like a beautiful sound bar that attaches right to the back of the Pa5X. Both of these will enhance your Pa5X playing experience. Now, something exciting that recently dropped is version 1.3 for the Pa5X. It adds Korg's classic Chaos Pad capability to the keyboard, CDG file compatibility with MP4s. That means that you can play back music files that have graphics and text attached. There's 45 new styles and so much more. Oh, you can go in and program your chord sequences. Yeah, so check out version 1.3 if you're a new Pa5X owner. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this whirlwind tour of Korg's Pa5X professional arranger, 2,200 instrument voices, 600 styles, robust aluminum chassis with wooden side caps. dual style engine XDS, incredible technology, 16 matrix pads, 8-inch color touchscreen, 9 dedicated drawbars, dedicated mic input with phantom power, dedicated guitar input, computer connectivity, and so much more. If you have any questions or you'd like to purchase one, head on over to focusproaudio.com. And as always, don't forget to practice.